Hello, I'm Ruddy and welcome to the first lesson on Speak Better English. In this lesson, we will learn verbs. So why do we need to learn verbs? Verbs are important to learn because we use them in almost all the sentences in English. Most of the mistakes we make in English are also related to verbs. In this lesson, we will also look at how verbs are related to tenses. Before I begin, I would like to request you to please hit that subscribe button. I have also prepared some exercises related to this lesson and I have left a link in the description below. You may find some parts of this video a bit boring, but they are important to learn if you want to improve your English. So let's begin. Verbs are generally divided into two classes: auxiliary verbs and ordinary verbs. And there are four types of auxiliary verbs: be verbs, have, has, had, do, does, did, and modal verbs. Ordinary verbs are verbs such as write, speak, listen, read, play, work, and so on. Normally, verbs are also known as infinitives. However, modal verbs have no infinitives. Infinitives will be important for us to learn in later lessons. Verbs also have different forms: base form, past form, past participle form, and present participle form. As you can see in this table, all these verbs are auxiliary verbs. Just like auxiliary verbs, ordinary verbs also have verb forms, which are base form, past participle form, and present participle form. Notice that we add d, ed, or ied to the past form and the past participle form. Such verbs are called regular verbs. Sometimes we don't add d, ed, or ied to the past form and the past participle form of ordinary verbs. Let's look at a few examples. As you can see in this example, the past form and the past participle forms have completely different spellings. Such verbs are called irregular verbs. Now that we know the different verb forms, let's look at how they are used. Let's first find out how base form verbs are used. We use the base form in the positive sentences for present simple tense and future simple tense. And we also use them for negative sentences in the present, past, and future simple tenses. Please don't worry if you don't understand tenses. I will explain them in the next lessons. Now let's look at a few examples for positive sentences. I come to class regularly. I will come to class tomorrow. And now the negative sentences. He doesn't come to class regularly. He didn't come to class yesterday. He won't come to class tomorrow. We also use base form verbs to make questions in the present, past, and future simple tenses. For example, does he come to class regularly? Did he come to class yesterday? Will he come to class tomorrow? Now let's look at the verbs in the past form. Verbs in the past form are only used for past simple tenses. For example, I was at home yesterday. I had a test last week. I did some work 2 hours ago. I lived in New York in 2001. I went to my friend's place last Sunday. Next, we have the past participle forms. We use them for perfect tenses and for passives. For example, I have worked here for 10 years. I have been living here for 2 years. I had already spoken to her before I left. Bread is made from flour. The poem was written by Rabindranath Tagore. Finally, the verbs in the present participle forms are used for continuous tenses and as gerunds. For example, I'm watching YouTube right now. I was watching YouTube when you called. I will be watching YouTube by this time tomorrow. Watching YouTube is my favorite time pass. So verbs are important for us to learn because we use them all the time in English. And we need to be careful how to use them in various tenses. I hope this lesson was helpful. Please let me know what you think about this video in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.